You're listening to the Podaholics Comedy Network. Podaholics.com.
Boo boo kiki boo boo kiki boo boo kiki. Welcome back to the podcast. This week we have the legendary, the one, the only, Nick Merlino. Professional skateboarder, rider for Foundation Skateboards, shredder of all terrains, nollie flip board slider. I met Nick at a random skateboarding audition down here in LA. You go on auditions for skateboarding stuff. And we met there. He was super chill, super cool. Me and my wife, Betsy, went down and watched him and other beast pros skate do tour in Long Beach. So anyways, we had him on the podcast. Got some clips up too. Check out the Setup Podcast YouTube channel for some fresh, hot Nick Merlino clips. And enjoy this one, guys. It was a fun one. We sat down out in, where were we? Oxnard, California. Skating at a skate park out there. They were trying to tell us we had to wear helmets. We're like, nah, we're good. And then they kicked us out. So, hey, I want to plug all the things, okay? If you like the podcast, go subscribe in iTunes. Go look for the Setup Podcast in iTunes. Go do it. Go take a second. It'll probably take you a minute and 30 seconds. Hit subscribe, then rate us, and then review. It just helps. If everybody did that right now, the Setup Podcast, not much would change, but it would help. Patreon.com/thesetup if you want to donate to us. It's basically internet begging, except I'm not begging. I don't care. Okay, whatever, dude. I can take it or leave it. But if you wanted to throw some change our way to upgrade our system and pay for, it'd be cool to have like those cool arms that we could hook up our microphones to. Maybe we could do that, something like that. But yeah, patreon.com/thesetup. Facebook/thesetup. Give us likes, and because likes are the social currency through which we all it's the lifeblood. It's the lifeblood. And then YouTube, the setup, and then type in Nolan Culver, Alex Crawford, or Anthony Calderon. Because like I said on last week's podcast, if you just type in the Setup Podcast, it'll just be a bunch of other podcasts talking about how to set up their podcast. And I think that's it. I'm a little hungover after my little brother Casey's birthday last night. Happy birthday, Case! Peace. Have fun. I think that's it. Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the Setup Podcast with Nolan, Anthony, and Alex.
I'm a big Eagles fan. I love them. They're sick. They're good. Carson.
That's how you lost Wentz, man.
Yeah, I know. That's what. Well, dude, Nick Foles is doing really good though.
Yeah.
And he has experience in these, at least in the playoff type of games. He has a little more experience than Wentz does, but Wentz is really fucking good.
Keep it up here.
He's like,
There
I think he's
it is.
the number. I think he was the number 2 pick over Tom Brady, right?
Who?
Wasn't Tom Brady the number 1 pick, and I think Carson Wentz was like number 2
For what?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying like overall, like for like.
Oh, in the season?
MVP.
Yeah, for like
okay.
MVP kind of shit. I
Yeah,
think he was
for
number
sure.
2.
An amazing
No, I think
season.
Wentz at the time was probably the front runner.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the front runner when he went down.
Either way, he's damn good.
Oh,
Damn
Wentz
good
is
quarterback.
amazing,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
He's a mixture of Roethlisberger and Andrew Luck.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's like a stud with a great arm. He can make all the throws. Let's do a little football analysis.
Yeah.
Football
Let's have
analysis?
3 skateboarders.
Yeah, fuck skateboarding. Tired of
All right.
skateboarding, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Getting old here.
talking to the mic a little bit, Al.
Check 1 2 Nolan Culver. What's up? This is Alex.
Oh, there it is. Oh,
You hear it?
yeah.
I'm gonna have it this close.
Deeper.
Is that too close?
Live
Yeah.
on the cast.
I get burnt out on skateboarding sometimes.
Do ya?
Well, yeah, just
Oh,
like the
look at
older
that.
you get, you kind of like
Look at that little nug
nice
from that bale.
Oh, shit.
Love it, dude.
You guys are gonna see this little golf
Hold
ball.
your hand like that, like make it straight. Oh yeah, you got like a little lump there.
Little lump scump.
Yeah, I got those.
Those are fun.
They like die down. But if
Oh shit, the swell
If I hit
bow.
that a little bit, like it
Yeah.
just goes up.
That's been getting worse as I've gotten older.
Yeah,
as I've
me too.
aged. My body's freaking
As
out
you've
more.
aged?
My body's like, dude, what are you doing?
So we're live now, right?
Yeah, we're
okay,
on.
Cool.
Welcome.
What's the worst injury you've ever had skating?
I mean, I've been knocked out. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Being knocked out is really scary because when you wake up, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I fucked my ankles up really bad. I remember I had like this one day where I fucking was skating this 5 block and I was trying to trick down it and my foot kind of tangled in my board when I landed. I just like landed on my ankle sideways and the side of the bone like shot out of the skin, kind of like a compound fracture.
Yeah.
That one was pretty bad.
The outside bone on the foot?
It was like on the side of like your foot. Like I can show you where it is. It's like right here.
Yeah.
This is where the bone kind of just went.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I had a hairline fracture the same spot.
Really?
Didn't exit the skin though.
Yeah, mine's exited. It was pretty bad.
That's
It
gnarly.
was just more scary looking. Like it didn't really hurt as much.
Get into the mic.
You know?
People don't know you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It didn't really hurt as much. It was just like more shocking, like to look at. You know?
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
It
It's more
definitely
gruesome
sucked.
than it was. Like
Yeah.
sprained ankles are
I mean,
worse
it
than
hurt
broken ankles,
obviously,
right?
but it's not like it wasn't like, oh, I can't. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not unbearable. It just sucked.
Right.
It's more so like I was like, fuck. I'm gonna be out for a little while.
Yeah.
I can't skate.
Were you in town when you did that, or were you on tour when that happened?
No, that was like when I used to live back in the East Coast.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just like filming.
When did you start
skateboarding.
skating? How old were you when
Yeah.
you started skating? Let's get the basic bio. Let's
Okay.
just run down real quick.
All right, let's do this.
Get the
Okay,
basic
so
shit out of the way.
I remember getting my first skateboard, I think when I was 8 years old, something like that. I think I got one for Easter or some shit because I really wanted one and everybody was kind of doing it around the area. I think it was like a Nash or some shit. It wasn't like
Yeah.
a good, but it was obviously like a shitty board. But and then like as I got a little bit older, I think like 12 or 13 is when I got like a good complete, you know.
Yeah.
I think I had like a World Industries or something. But it was badass. It
My
was a
first board was
fucking-
hookups. It was a dirty, like,
I love those boards.
yeah, like half naked girl. so
Jeremy Klein,
excited.
right? That's who that Hookups is. Jeremy Klein, isn't it?
He was Birdhouse, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I think Hookups was like a branch off of that.
Yeah, those graphics are rad.
Right? Yeah.
So you started
titties and
12 or
shit.
13?
I started skating like I got my first board when I was 8, so I guess technically 8, but
Yeah.
like really getting into it where
I
I
know what you
like
mean.
was like, ooh, this is awesome.
Yeah, I
Probably
was
like
rolling
12
down
or-
on fish boards when I was like 6.
Yeah.
You know, like rolling. That doesn't
I mean,
count.
I guess that doesn't count.
No.
Really. No, okay. Well,
Pop
I
in the
don't
board.
know. Like to me, it kind of counts for me at least, just because like I was skating around with all my friends, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know how to do any tricks, but technically, if you get down to brass taxes, that's kind of where I started, you know.
Yeah.
But-
It's crazy how, like, when you're first starting and everybody's kind of starting at the same level, and then people, like, you just start seeing who's good.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
like
Like,
Shadware.
yeah, totally.
I saw that kid when
Or-
he was so young.
Or
and, like,
you, if we were, oh, fuck, dude, right,
Yeah,
I
right.
can't set
The
that
swell
down.
ball,
Oh, that's the worst feeling.
Bro, I haven't had a swell bow in like probably a decade.
It's been a
Yeah,
minute.
that shit sucks.
Uh,
I
but,
saw that kid grow up, kind of like I remember
Ashad?
Ashad, yeah, I seen him like when he was young in like the S games of skate in Philly. They used to hold the S game of skate.
Yeah, they had that in Seattle too.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to have that for like like kids though, not like
Yeah,
the pros.
right.
And I would always see him there, and he would throw his little temper tantrums if he missed a trick or whatever. But just watching how good that kid got, like how fast, it
Yeah.
was crazy. I never
But
seen
you
anybody
must have been one
progress
of
that
those
fast.
kids too, then, because right, like you were probably with the pack. You were
I
probably.
guess. I mean, I don't know. It was hard. It was definitely hard for me to learn the tricks that I did. But I mean,
At the
I
beginning?
I just loved skateboarding, so I feel like I don't know. When passion comes into play, it's just like you're bound to get good at whatever you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what Julian was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a friend who's a UFC fighter
Okay.
and lives in Vegas.
Yeah.
He was saying the same thing about just it's easier to learn things when you're passionate about it.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, 'cause you can
But
grind
there's
through it.
such a difference. Like there's that
Yeah.
Malcolm Gladwell book we were talking about,
There's-
Outliers, where they talk about the 10,000 hour thing. But if the same people can put two different people can put 10,000 hours in,
Yeah.
and there's just something different. And
Yeah.
I noticed that the most was skating. Because I had the passion for it, but then I got better than some kids, but then you'd see these other kids like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
I remember one kid switch flipped within like the first 3 months of
What the
skating.
Well, I think
Took me,
like
like, 2
for some
years.
people it just comes more naturally. It's just like they're just have the gift, you know.
Yeah.
And like it's like other people like really like have to like try to get on that level. Like they have to really put in work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've seen kids that have had to like really, really try to get as good as they are. You know,
Yeah.
as to where like other kids are just like you see them like a day later and they don't even know how to ollie, and now they're doing switch flips like you said, and it's just like what? How do
Yeah.
you do that fast?
Dude.
You know? But
My arm's killing me.
Holy fuck.
is it getting bigger?
Oh my god.
Keeps
For
growing.
those who can't see, because this is a fucking
Oh, yeah,
podcast,
fella.
Nolan's swellbo is.
It's not that bad.
That's bad, bro.
It looks
I've
like an
never-
Adam's apple.
I've never had a swellbo like that, bro.
It looks like a little Adam's apple.
Oh my god.
Looks
a
like a
little,
little walnut under there.
yeah, a little testicle. Thing.
When did you start getting heat, man? When did you go from like you were just a Grom to start getting? Because I remember, so we were heavy skating. We were skating up in Washington at Mid-State Skate Shop.
Yeah.
And like just shop riders. And I remember like that was back. So I would have been 20, 21, and you're a little younger than me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're 20.
I'm 30.
Okay, I'm 31.
Okay.
And because I remember when you were coming up, like
Okay.
around that time, I felt like 2009, maybe 2010.
Yeah, that's like 08 is when I kind of really started like to come up. I think I went on. I think it was 2008, maybe it was 2009, but I went on a Baker trip to Australia when I was like around 18 or some
Yeah.
shit. And I think that was like 2008 or 9.
Yeah.
It's one of those years.
Okay. So were you
But-
AM for Baker at the time?
I was I was gonna be M for Baker.
Yeah.
Basically.
Getting that mic.
Yeah, I was
Eat that mic.
I was going to be AM for Baker, I think. They took me on a trip to Australia to like basically break in and try to meet the guys, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't wind up working out, but that's around the time that it like things started kind of happening.
Yeah.
I went to this contest in Canada called Am Getting Paid, and at the time I was getting Black Label boards.
Oh, Black Label.
And
Are they
then-
still around?
Yeah.
They are, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the boards too. I like Black Label. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
They're pretty sick. But at the time, at the time I was riding for them, and I was at some contest in Canada, and Andrew called me to like basically he was just like, I want you to ride Baker boards. So I quit Black Label like instantly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Get
Man, that's a
Call
hard
from
call.
the boss.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Fuck.
done.
Yeah, I was super stoked. when
And then
I-
what happened? What happened after that? Give me the chronology.
So after they went on the trip, like, you know, Andrew called me and basically was like, hey, I don't think it's really gonna work, you know. I don't know. It wasn't like, you know, any bad blood or anything. It was just
Yeah.
kind of like I had my vibe, they had theirs, you know.
Yeah.
Everything was cool. Like, you know, I understood, you know, he had his family and that's just, you know, their crew or whatever. But afterwards, I got a call from Corey Duffel to ride for Foundation.
Just
And
him
that's-
personally? How'd you guys know each other?
He called me. Well, I talked to Mike Sinclair, and I met him at the Costa Mesa Dam Am contest.
Oh, okay.
So he was basically like, yeah, I do Tomieto stuff. Like, you know, I are you getting boards from anybody? And I told him no at the time. I was still getting, like, you know, Baker boards flow, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they were just hooking me up with boards until I found something else.
And you were like, what,
which
20?
was rad. What's that?
You were like 20?
I
19?
think I was like 19 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, or 18 maybe even. But so yeah, and then I met Mike at the Damn Am contest, and he told me he does like Foundation and Toy Machine.
Yeah.
And actually, I wanted Toy Machine, but he was like, "Nah, we're gonna give you Foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
You
that's
get
really
Foundation boards."
interesting.
Yeah.
So they kind of do that based on, like you're saying, like the vibe and kind of shit like that.
Yeah, that's really
it's
interesting.
just like, I don't know. I was just a young, crazy, dumb kid too. Like I probably pissed a lot of them off and like just did.
That's
dumb
kinda part of
shit.
your
I was
story.
getting fucked up and doing crazy
Hijinks
shit.
and all that
Yeah,
bullshit,
just like
yeah.
I don't know.
But isn't that
So-
more Baker's style, though? Isn't
Yeah,
that
I
kinda...
mean, that's what they're kind of known for, I guess. I mean, they had that ad that was like dysfunctional family. you
Yeah.
know? I don't know, but yeah, I think I probably just pissed a lot of the dudes off. I probably just like got a little too big for my britches or whatever, and just like
Yeah, just
bummed some of the dudes
immaturities.
out. You know what I mean? And like I understand. You know, I was just a crazy little kid at the time,
Yeah.
so I didn't even really. I was like kind of oblivious to how I was back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I kind of just didn't think before I acted and just did it.
We all kind of were a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm always confused by like really young, self-aware people. Like I'm like, how are you doing that?
Yeah,
Like,
I know. That's-
like
that blows
people
my
that,
mind, too.
that people that watch their mouth a little bit and they're measured when they talk
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like 18. I'm like, who taught you that shit?
I didn't
Like,
know anything when I
no.
was that age. I was just fucking nuts.
The louder the better.
Yeah.
That's why I thought I should yell.
Yeah,
I need to
dude,
yell.
amen, right?
Yeah.
That's
I need
how
to
I
be
feel, too.
noticed. That's what I was big on.
Yeah.
Let me wear loud
But I mean,
clothes.
like, if you think about it, though, that's why, like, the dudes that are on Baker because, like, I think Andrew can kind of see, like, something in them to where he's like, not only is this dude really good on a board, but he's just like a fucking G, like the way he holds it together mentally, and like,
Yeah.
I think that's just something Andrew's really good at, like, kind
But
of
they're still
sighting,
reckless.
finding out.
But you think there's a difference in that recklessness? Like, because that was kind of what they're known for in, like, the Baker videos was sort of like partying. But maybe they party, but they still get down. There's a certain side of them that's
Yeah.
responsible.
Well, here's a good example.
Because, like, Dixon, obviously, when you know what I mean? Like,
he's sober now. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's sober. He doesn't drink or anything.
And that's pretty common for most of those guys, right?
What's that?
the sobriety.
Like they went through that.
Or stints
after a
of sobriety, I
certain point,
mean.
it's just
Yeah.
like-
Why would you keep...
It's
body
like,
can't
what
handle that
would you
shit.
rather do? Be fucked up or have a skate career?
Right,
You know what I mean? It's
absolutely.
just like,
Yeah.
I remember reading an old Andrew video, and he was just like, well, what do I really want to do? Do I want to wake up in a year or two and not have a career, or do I want to keep this going for the
Right.
longevity and like take
Yeah.
care of my temple and my body, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's only so long you're gonna party and before your sponsors and everybody let you go. You know what I mean? If you're not producing or like nailing shit, then they're gonna just fucking be over it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
So
I
then-
feel like at that point you're all obviously over it too, because you're not trying to do shit. You just
Right.
want to get fucking hammered all the time, and that's just like a really big obstacle for the life of a pro skateboarder, because that kind of like comes hand in hand with skating, partying, and all that shit. Like
Yeah.
you know, the nightlife, everything. Like, because when you don't fucking after you're done skating for the day, what else is there to do but
Drink and smoke
drink
weed.
and smoke weed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to clock in
Especially
with skateboarding.
Yep.
You wake up when you want to wake up, and you hit up your filmer when you want to hit them up, and you go and get whatever you want to get. Like,
Yeah.
It's like crazy how the freedom you get. And honestly, I think fucks up a lot of people. To be honest, they need like, I feel like some people might need like a mentor, like a life coach.
Yeah, you got to
in
be
a
driven.
sense,
you
you
got to
know?
have that self.
It's hard.
whatever the
I mean,
fuck
it's
you
happened
call
to a
it.
lot of people, like Antoine Dixon, a lot of those dudes. Like, if you really think about it, like some of these dudes had the world by the balls, like with the companies and the deals they were getting. And I mean, look what happens when alcohol and drugs get involved.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, at that age too, it's a really dangerous time.
It's dangerous, yeah, because
really
you're so
dangerous
young and
time.
you're making so much money. You're making money that like your parents aren't even making. That your parents aren't even making. So it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Like to make six figures as an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
And doing what you love to do.
Yeah, and
With
that's the
nobody
other-
to tell you no, you can't do this or do that. Like,
Yeah, and when you're younger,
fucking
your
crazy.
body can kind of handle it a little. So it's
For
like
sure.
you can hold down.
I used to
being
never
a-
get hangovers.
Right.
Ever.
So
ever.
that can almost feed the habits. You're like, okay, I can do what I got to do and act like this.
Yeah.
And I have my career. I don't even have to look to the future. I'm already in it.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah, that's a
crazy.
dangerous thing, man.
Yeah.
That's a seductive lady. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might find yourself in the upstairs of a harlot's house.
Like that song goes, like when I think of all the good times that I've wasted having good times, like it's like you fucking.
Holy
Mm.
shit.
Like it's definitely gotten me in some hairy situations in my career with skateboarding. Like
Yeah,
I look
like-
back at some of the things I've done and I'm like, fuck, I really fucked that one up.
Like
damn.
what?
Well, just like I don't know anything. Like I've pissed a lot of people off being like a drunk idiot in certain occasions. You know, just like
Yeah.
and I look back at it. It's one of those things where like. You kind of black out, and the next year, like, what happened? And then, like, they come and tell you, like, you don't remember what you did?
Oh
And
no.
you're just like, oh, man, what? Like, no, please don't tell me it's something really bad. And then you find out it's something really bad, and you're like, fuck, man.
Do you
what's
feel
I
like you
doing?
had then a lot of your missteps were just drug or booze related, like back then?
I would say more so, like, I never had a drug problem. I would say it was more alcohol. But,
Just
yeah,
booze.
I mean, I've definitely had a lot of, like, bumps in the road because of that. Like, I don't know. Alcohol is probably one of the worst drugs, in my opinion.
Because you talk about that a little bit. Like I read a Thrasher interview in prep
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, I did a little preparation.
Okay, cool. You did your homework. Huh?
Yeah, well,
Nice.
we met.
That's cool. Let's go with this. I like that.
I tell the people like we met at the
Yeah.
fuck, dude, I don't know what to do with my weird
You're right.
elbow.
It's like
You want some ibuprofen,
No,
bro?
it's fine. I'm cool. I'm just trying to act
want me
comfortable and
to hold it?
natural. I'm so natural right now. We met at that audition.
Yeah.
We're doing this skate audition that neither one of us got because they're
You're
looking
too
for
good at skating.
Yeah, we're too damn good.
Yeah.
And me and Nick are, very similar level.
Yeah.
And I can land most of the tricks he can land. And yeah, we didn't get it, but we were talking about auditioning and comedy and all that shit.
Yeah.
But so that's as much as I know about you. But yeah, like you've talked a little bit about like, do you feel like your career like went differently because of that? Like some people can make it out of it, but some people it tangles them a little bit.
Well, I honestly like. Okay, so from the really early age on in my life, like I had to take like a lot of different prescription pills
Oh,
for
yeah.
like ADHD and
Oh,
shit
right.
and like bipolar
Gotcha.
disorder or whatever. That's what they diagnosed me with.
It's delicate,
like,
man.
Do you believe in that as a disorder, or do you think it was just being young?
Me
and-
personally, I think everyone's bipolar. We live in a crazy emotional world.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
we're all floating on a fucking planet.
Yeah.
So like, who's to say you're not bipolar if you say I'm bipolar?
Right, no-
I don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
I believe it exists, but I think everybody to a certain degree has some form of bipolarism.
Yeah.
Extreme
You know
up
what I
and
mean?
downs, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well-
my dad thought I was bipolar when I was younger, but it was just a symptom of youth and
It's called
all that
It's called
bullshit.
having emotions and
Absolutely.
being human.
And not being
That's
able to
all
deal
it
with it or
is.
what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Like, some people probably are a lot gnarlier with it when it comes to being bipolar. Like I've definitely seen people before where I was like, okay, that dude's bipolar for sure.
So
You know?
yeah, and that's the
But-
thing. It's like a dangerous thing to diagnose when you're just an emotionally volatile person. Some people
Yeah.
aren't emotionally volatile. I know those people.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to be a weird. Their world is steady.
Yeah.
Like they might have spikes in life, but for the most part, they're just chilling.
Yeah.
Then you have like my dad's manic depressant, like fucking by the book.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy stuff. And
Yeah.
the distance between a steady person and that, my dad, a person like that, it's like insane. Everybody
yeah.
else is somewhere in between. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and you're not. I don't know. It's like calling as kids walk by. It's like calling rape like things that aren't rape. Like you
Yeah.
muddy the definition.
Yeah.
When you misappropriate what you're calling. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I use the word misappropriate. I don't know if you guys caught that.
Misappropriate.
I like to throw those there
But
in
yeah.
there.
So anyways, but yeah. So from an early on stage, like I was always on like these like either like Ritalin or Adderall, and then they put me on one for an antidepressant, like because I
Yeah.
was like suffered from depression and shit like too. But so yeah, from an early on stage, I was always taking these pills, and by the time I got to 18, I feel like they started to make me so crazy that like I was getting like racing thoughts, like suicidal thoughts, to where the point where I was like, I can't take this anymore. Like it's
Yeah.
fucking crazy, you know. So I stopped taking them like cold turkey. I was like, I just told my parents like I'm not taking this shit anymore. I don't care. I'm just not gonna do it. And around that time is when I actually had went on that Baker trip. Like I was like, I had stopped taking all my medicine and everything.
So
went on
you're-
that trip.
You're like skate life is just starting.
Yeah, my ski life was just starting at that point. When I like quit, kind of like when I told my parents I wasn't going to take the pills anymore.
Yeah.
Like anything, I just wanted to do without it.
Yeah.
Just kind of do the natural way. But I think it had a lot of side effects, like just quitting. Because I started taking the shit when I was like I think 7.
Fuck,
Oh
man.
shit! So
I've
your
done it for a long
body's like
time.
accustomed
You also-
to it, kinda.
Yeah. So when your body gets used to a certain thing for so long, it's kind of just like
Your
then you
brain's
just stop
adapted.
taking it. What's that?
Your brain's adapted to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, I had to take it 3 times a day.
Yeah.
I had to take it once when I woke up, once at lunch, and then once or at dinner time, I think.
Fuck, man.
Did you have like gnarly withdrawals from that when you quit?
Yeah,
cold
it made
turkey?
me like crazy. Yeah, it made me like suicidal and shit. Like I was like nuts. Like I was
Yeah.
like freaking out on my family for no reason. Like that's when I felt like, if you want to say bipolar, that's when I felt like I was maybe really bipolar at that time.
Yeah.
Because like
Off the
my
shit.
emotions and everything were just skyrocketing and crazy. Everything was nuts. Like I didn't really have a good grasp on anything,
Yeah, that's a tough. It's also that was kind of like our generation a little bit was not the guinea pig because it was happening before that, but it started to get just shoveled on kids actively
totally,
in the 90s, in the 2000s a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I will say this. It did kind of help me in high school when I was on Adderall because I suck at focusing
Yeah.
when it's something that I'm not interested in.
Yeah.
So
but that's
it did,
so many
it did
people.
It did help me get through like school to a certain degree, I want to say, with like, certain classes that I wasn't into and shit like that. But I mean, for the most part, the longevity, I felt like it fucked me up more than it helped me.
Do you still feel like you're like residually affected by it?
No, I think that the human brain is super strong and like, it's just like, I feel like you can kind of repair over years, you know what I mean? Over the years,
Yeah.
you're going to repair yourself and you're going to get over shit.
And
But
you can
for
create
the
new
first-
habits.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, that's where skateboarding kind of came into play and weed, I guess, and other things. But
Oh, this is something that was interesting because on the beginning, I think it was your oddity part. It just has like a clip of you talking, right?
DMT, yeah,
And
I was
thought it was
talking about DMT,
right? That's what I thought. It sounded
that's
like
like
a
the
DMT
coolest.
trip.
That's like the coolest thing that I feel like you could ever do.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
So you had a
It's-
good
it's
trip.
Super. I mean, I feel like it's impossible to have a bad trip.
No, man, I just saw one. I wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, my buddy. This is why I was interested in it. Because first of all, I just listen to podcasts and a lot of people talk about like the
Yeah.
experience. But yeah, my buddy did it, and he went to the worst place.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
and I'll talk to people that do.
Well, you know what it is, though. I feel like, not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh,
but
no, you're
I
fine.
have to get this in before we go. any
Shove
further,
it in
else I'm
there.
gonna Forget. I feel like a lot of times people try to fight it.
Yeah.
That's the type of hallucinogen where you kind of have to just let it take over and run its course.
Yeah.
And the more you try to fight it, that's when you kind of go into a bad place. For me, like I've felt like I was about to go in a bad place one time on a DMT trip, and like I feel like as soon as that happened, I was greeted by this beautiful goddess woman that kind of guided me through it and like told me everything was going to be okay.
So it was about to
You know?
get scary.
It was just. I mean, it's always scary. There's always some type of like anxiety going into it. for whatever trip you're going to take. If you're taking an LSD trip, you're going to have some type of anxiety a little bit going into it.
Yeah.
Same thing with mushrooms, same thing with DMT. But with DMT, it's literally the spirit molecule. So you're gonna be greeted by an energy force, like
Yeah.
a very important energy force, and it's all crazy, beautiful colors, and it's awesome.
You gotta do mushrooms, bro.
It's gnarly.
He's
Mushrooms is crazy though, because you literally like go insane. I feel like on mushrooms.
Really? You
don't
feel that?
You don't have any control over it. Like with acid, I felt like I was always able to control my trips. With mushrooms, I always just felt nuts. Like I was like legally insane.
Oh wow! See, I felt the
Yeah.
opposite. I've skated on mushrooms before, and it felt like I was flying.
I've heard stories about. I mean, Tom Penny used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
So many skaters have done that.
Yeah.
And I always have felt like every time I've tried to do that, I could never do shit on mushrooms. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like I was just like, fuck. Well, I'm in this trip and it's fun, but it's like I can't really do much.
Right.
Besides trip.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I guess to each his own. We'll have to try it with Nolan. 'Cause
Let's see where I stand.
Yeah, let's see if you freak out or not.
Dude, but the problem is I have so much pent-up anxiety. That's why I'm afraid of hallucinogenics, because I am the type of person that would resist.
You like to be in control of your
Yeah,
body,
man.
and that's how people lose. That's how people like kind of lose their minds because
Yeah.
they try to fight it and they don't accept that. You kind of just have to let it take its course.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the people that trip and have bad trips are the people that try to fight the fucking trip. They're like, they're constantly thinking like, oh God, no, like don't like stop, or like something just
Right.
happens in their brain where they're just like fucking they go nuts.
Yeah.
And I understand it because the thought of not being in control of your own body is scary.
Yeah.
You know, that's where the anxiety comes from.
Well, the ironic thing is that it's actually like the thought that I am going to lose myself.
Yeah.
And but then by resisting, because you're afraid you're going to lose yourself, you might lose yourself.
Yeah.
You know
you
what I
might
mean?
find yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
I know,
You
bro.
might find yourself at the
on
same
the other
time. Yeah,
side.
That's a good point.
Because when I first did shrooms, it was like that.
Yeah.
It was terrifying because it felt like your experience, your consciousness was going out of your control. It's
Right.
not just your body.
Ego death and all that.
The thing that I like most about DMT though is it's literally okay. So DMT is literally everything. Everything that's on our earth right now is in this microphone, in this table, in this whatever, in my skateboard. DMT exists in everything on our planet. And okay, so the trip lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you smoke it, right?
Yeah.
Do 3 big hits.
Well, you take. I usually just take one big hit.
Oh, really?
And then you hold it in as long as you can. But the second you release it, you're literally like it's starting to happen right away.
Yeah.
Like it happens almost instantly. And it's an outer body experience. The only times you really experience a DMT trip is when you're born, when you're dreaming, and when you die. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Or if you smoke it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Or
it's-
ayahuasca.
But it's intense, man. It's literally like the craziest thing in a good way.
Yeah.
It's in a good way. It's like the most spiritual thing I think you can
Yeah, my
do.
buddy went there and he basically he encountered demons, and then he started puking. Like he had the
DMT?
bad one.
Did he do it with a bunch of people? Or did he do it by
He was
himself?
with a-
Maybe he
with
was
a friend.
being healed though, because like, have you ever seen Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia on Viceland?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's a show about this dude that basically takes like hallucinogenics and he trips. Like he takes all different hallucinogenics.
Yeah.
And he basically did this one where it was it's basically the highest concentrate of DMT you could ever take. It comes from a toad, and you put it in this pipe after they extract it from the toad, and you put it in a pipe and smoke it. Well, the one guy, when he tripped, he like freaked out and like was splashing around in the water, but he had like basically like people like trip guides there to help him, because you go out into this desert with these people that help you, guide you through the trip. You know? Make sure you don't do anything crazy.
Like an ayahuasca
drown
retreat.
yourself or something, because the guy actually would have probably drowned himself because he was splashing around the water with his face in it.
Yeah.
So, but the one dude said basically like when people freak out, it's actually the drug kind of healing you from like your demons, or
Right.
like your bad energy. So if you're freaking out like that, I look at it as like you're healing yourself. You're not really having a bad trip.
Yeah.
You're basically like shaking all the bad like entities off of you, or like whatever, cobwebs or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of a better way to look at it.
Yeah, that's interesting. But do you think people come out of that feeling good about it? Because I remember,
Yeah,
yeah.
I do. I mean, for me at least, I always learn something about myself when I do DMT. Like I feel like it teaches me about my flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's total. Like it totally makes you lose any sense of ego you have. Like it makes you like, it humbles you out a lot.
Yeah, and
That's
I
what I've
have
gotten
another
from
buddy
my
who
experience.
listens to this podcast. What up? I don't have to name him because since we're talking about sensitive information, subjects, but he loves it. And he's the one that took my other buddy on the trip and thinking it
Yeah.
would be blissful. And then so he was there and my buddy started freaking out and he was trying to shepherd him. But he had never had that demonic experience. Yeah. So he wasn't even prepared. He was like, shit, what's happening? Because my buddy started puking. But
I always
I have heard way more positive than
I've heard of people having bad experiences on it.
they're the
but-
anomaly, though, for the most part.
Yeah.
Anecdotally, like when people
Yeah.
talk about it, I usually hear.
But those are the people that, like I said, they try to fight it.
Yeah.
You can't fight it. You have to go into it with like a good spirit. You know what I mean, like you have to go into it with a good mindset.
Yeah.
You don't want to go into it like nervous and scared because then it might be scary.
Yep.
But it's scary because it's so intense. Like it's nothing like how mushrooms, things just kind of move. You don't see leprechauns and shit.
Yeah.
And all that crazy shit people say. Like you can see things morph and kind of change, but it's not. I've never had any experience like that on LSD or mushrooms where I'm seeing leprechauns and elephants running around.
Yeah,
and
I've never
shit.
hallucinated.
It's not like that, dude. It's not how it is. But with DMT, you literally will see like entity, like god-like creatures, like crazy, like.
Now, are you seeing them where you're at? Like, if you took DMT right now, are you seeing them in the park, or is it? Because when I've heard it, it's like they're kind of going. It's like a dream, right?
It is
Going
like a
into your
dream, yeah.
imagination
It's
or
it's
something
a it's a
like that.
complete outer body experience. So you feel like you're in eternity, but in all reality, you're in a 10-minute trip. It's fucking crazy. Joe Rogan had a big thing about this. It was pretty cool the way he broke it down. Like he was basically saying like he had a DMT trip where he figured out like what our planet basically is and how people destroy it. It's basically like if you leave like an orange on the countertop, what happens to it? It creates mold and it basically destroys the orange. Like the mold reproduces and creates more mold and it basically overthrows the fucking orange and it destroys it. That's basically like what we're doing as humans. We're all made up of bacteria fucking and multiplying and creating more bacteria.
Look,
and destroying the planet,
I heard him. I was listening to that too because I
It's
Uber
pretty
all
cool.
the time. Yeah, like
Joe Rogan's fucking sick.
Yeah, like we're like a virus that's
We are.
spreading.
Well, we're like a cancer to the earth.
Yeah.
And that's exactly
And we don't
what
have
we're
to
doing.
be.
We're a plague to the earth. It's fucked.
Is he the one? Did he mention like aliens would see us from above, and if you saw the Earth as a skin or like an orange skin, the cities would look like bacteria that's growing out?
I've never heard that, but that's a good call. Like
I can't
mold
remember what
spots.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly.
On a piece of bread or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And they
makes
would say,
sense.
let's just eradicate this, clean off the surface, and let's redo it.
Right. Which is why The Happening is really just a documentary.
No, I haven't seen that movie.
You ever seen that? It's
I haven't
great.
seen it. That's
Dude,
M. Night Shyamalan, right?
Is it M. Night?
Yeah.
I think it's Shyamalan. Yeah,
Shyamalan?
No, it's a Marky Wahlberg, and I liked it. I remember because it's maligned. It's much maligned these days. It's people say it's a shitty movie, but I enjoyed it. That'd be funny if there's just somebody up in that fucking palm trees like,
Hey, I'm doing a podcast.
I'm on.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I'm walking here.
In the fucking palm tree.
I'm walking here.
I'm on DMT right now. Check it out. Dude, I'm fucking flying up here. Get up here.
Hey, do me a favor. Go get some bonbons and some Junior Mints. I'm up here in the tree. Get the munchies.
Dude, we'd have to, man. If we got that command, we'd be like, you know what? You're right, dude. You're in the
Yeah.
tree. You got the answers.
That's an adventure, man. Fuck. Damn. So do you don't have a Jersey accent, right? You just hear it from the guys that you grew up with.
Kind of drunk.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
gonna lie. Like it
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
out more and more when I get I get a little booze in me.
Yeah.
What do you want from me? But and then
you
when I
want
go home and hang out with my friends, it comes out a little more too.
Yeah.
People tell me sometimes I still sound like it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, but it mellows out. Like when you are what you eat. Like if you hang around people that do certain things, you're probably gonna wind up doing those certain things too.
Yeah.
So I feel like it kind of just mellows out when I get out here.
Yeah. I feel
Which is
like
weird
It'd be
when you
kind of
think
fun
about
to
it.
intensify it.
You think like what's that?
It'd be kind of fun to intensify
Yeah,
it
that's-
because, like, to make yourself the anomaly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, fuck you. All right,
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
let me
I'm from fucking
talk.
Jersey.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm walking here.
How about this? Get the
would-
fuck out of the. People respect you on the West Coast when you talk like that.
Yeah.
Because they know, that's a harder
Oh, I
area.
can't fuck with this
They
guy.
hear it and they're like, "Oh shit, this guy's nuts." Or
Yeah,
something,
he's been through something.
I'm from Atlantic City, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that was like fucking San Francisco. I don't know what that was.
So you're good. You're a poker man. Are you good at poker?
I
You
love
think?
poker. Yeah.
You good at it?
I'd like to say I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty decent at it. Yeah.
Can you consistently, like, if you played on a regular basis, do you think you could be coming out on top, making some money?
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
really hard. I mean, in order to get started, you would need like 10K to get started with it.
Oh, interesting. To enter tournaments?
To play 1-2, to just play 1-2. It depends if you want to be a tournament player or a cash game player. I mean, most people, I feel like, I don't know, they win a big tournament and then they try to grind it out in cash games.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how a lot of people get started. They'll win like one good tournament and then that'll bankroll them to play cash.
Gotcha.
But cash is dangerous. You can lose a lot really fast. Like, people have certain days where they run just super bad and some people lose their whole bankrolls, you know?
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy. That's why you have to stick. In order to be a professional poker player, you have to stick to bankroll management.
Yeah.
You know? If you have to only play at the stakes that your bankroll will allow you to. Like, if you have 10,000, they say you should have at least 10,000 if you want to play 1-2 no limit.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of these dudes will lose half their bankroll and then they'll up the ante to like a 5-10 game, you know? And you shouldn't be playing in a 5-10 game unless you have like 30K or more, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's dangerous. Yeah.
I can't gamble. I was brought up really blue collar, but like my parents and shit had to work for everything, and then I worked at a Dairy Queen, and I would go gambling with friends, lose like $30. I'm like, that's like 6 hours of my life.
Yeah.
So fuck that. And I sucked at poker too. I'm sure if I was good at it, it'd be different.
Yeah.
But nah, just blue chunks at it.
You gotta have a certain I knew a buddy that was like a semi-pro poker player, and he was crazy though a little bit. Like he used to see,
it's a stressful life.
He used to see demons. He was the type of dude that would see demons.
He would do DMT.
Dude, he wouldn't even do drugs. He was
Play
a spiritual
poker.
man. He was
See angels and shit. Oh my god, 2 queens.
We used to pray and talk to God, and then he would he would tell us stories about how he'd go to poker tournaments and start seeing demons. But so
That's
he had a
trippy.
certain amount of craziness in him.
Like
He had to operate with that. He had to be seeing the world a little bit differently to be able to take that kind of risk. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Doing a podcast.
Podcast.
Oh, it's all good.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, no, I'd embarrass myself.
No, he was gonna spit.
Oh, do you want to lay something down real quick? Yeah. Go ahead. Do you want to
Come
just
lay it down.
freestyle?
Yeah,
lay it down.
Hold on, just a sec. Hold on, mommy.
Yeah. What's your name? Ocean.
Ocean, like the water.
I had brought my guitar. I really shred.
What kind of track are you laying down on us?
Just cool. This is my vibe. Tell me just what are you doing tonight? Look in my eyes and you know I don't lie. I am the truth and the proof don't cry. Don't fuck with me. This is my life. Owning the night tonight. They look at me and seeing that I'm right. They fucking with me. I don't. Ooh. Coming back on it, nigga. I put it down, pick it up. No, I don't bluff. Say what's up, and nigga. Fuck. I can't right now. Damn.
It's all good, dude. It's there, bro. That was tight.
Fuck yeah.
I thought you guys.
It's nice little.
Sorry, I came over here and I.
Ocean on the track.
Courage, bro.
I like that jacket too.
Love it.
Fuck yeah, America.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, good man.
Take care,
It's
bro.
good having you on, man.
Are you good?
Oh, it's great.
That shit was
It's
tight.
good, dude.
Yeah.
Trust
I
me,
mean,
I
too.
can't even do half as good.
Yeah, right.
Fuck
Me
yeah.
either.
I thought he was gonna try and. Oh man, I don't even know.
He's doing that new style of rap too, where there's
Have
a lot
to
of
tackle
like
somebody,
stopping
you know, all
and
this shit
Yeah,
around.
I don't like new rap, man.
I like old rap. Yeah, I do too.
I don't like that
I like
s-
Big L.
the
Big L's tight.
I don't like that stopping and the noise making
Yeah,
and
like
all that.
Like Migos and all those dudes.
And
I
Yachty.
think Migos is alright, I guess, but I feel like all these rappers nowadays kind of just sound the same.
No, they do.
They all kind of sound
Yeah.
like the same. Like as to where like back in the day, like you had Biggie and Tupac, and they had like completely different flows and styles. Like I felt like Biggie just had like the best fucking lyricist flow, and Tupac was kind of political and
Yeah.
just like talked about what was going on.
Yeah.
Biggie kind of did that a little bit too, but I don't know. Just like comparing their flows, they're so different, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
But
Biggie
both
was,
like amazing.
Biggie was
you know?
more smooth, Pac was more
Yeah.
pointed.
Yeah,
Like, he was
for
like,
sure.
I got something to say.
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
He totally like a
Poetic.
poet. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. No, now it's all that was
Yeah,
stopped
yeah,
for
yeah.
It's
I
all
got money
it's,
and hoes.
Yeah, it's
I got the money and hoes.
What's that one that gets parodied a lot? That's
Fuck
the
Gucci Gang.
Yeah,
Oh my
Gucci.
God.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
No,
yeah.
no, no. It's is it the one where it's like what is it?
All right, we heard you. Gucci gang, cool. What else you got to say?
What is it that one? It's like hold on, hey. I don't know.
Back in the mall.
Nah.
have
Yeah.
no idea,
No, bad and bougie.
I work at a
That
night. I work
one.
at a-
That one.
I
That
work at a
one's-
nightclub in LA, and those guys come all the fucking time.
Really?
All the time. Yeah, we get like Diddy comes quite a bit.
P?
So that's cool. Yeah,
He comes into your club?
P.
Yeah,
Dot did.
absolutely. But he's a schmuck. The worst part about the rappers coming to the club though are the groupies. It's not the crew. The crew's like whatever, but it's the groupies trying to get on the fucking table.
Oh.
They're just, oh my god, just the ratchet of ratchet, the worst
Yeah.
people in the world.
Wow.
They're little
Fuck 'em.
like.
So have you
rats.
met him at your club?
No, so it's kind of like a policy not to do that because that's why they always come back because they know they're not going to get fucked with by anybody.
Yeah.
And we take really good care of them like that.
Yeah.
But I see him all the time and shit. Like, I think Drake is like a silent partner because we
Yeah.
see him all the time. But
yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I don't want to take this shit, make it about club life or anything like that.
Yeah.
Hashtag club life.
That's actually
Right.
pretty tight, though. I kind of was interested in that. That's funny.
Oh, well, no,
Just
yeah.
seeing, like,
It's crazy. You see crazy. I've talked shit to some people who probably kill me. Just because you can get away with it in the nightclub industry. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
kind of protected, and they can't really do shit to me, and it's a hot club, so they don't want to like
Who'd you
blow
talk
up the
shit
spot.
to?
No,
Yeah, yeah.
just like not people I know who they are, but
Oh.
like people with chains. They'll talk shit about them about their chains and shit.
What,
sick.
just in passing?
Like the fuck is that? Is that a Jesus piece?
So you just give them shit.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
Do they
But, I
like
mean,
it?
Huh?
Do they like it?
No, they'll look at you like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know if you guys know who Wale is, the rapper. He has a big ass security guard. Every time he's came, we've gotten into it. Like one
The
time,
security
he
guard
shoved
or
me
the guy?
down. Yeah, and the other time he like put me in a chokehold and shit. And another security guard just like pussed out. I was so bummed on that. Whatever. Fuck Wale and his security guard if you're listening. You know where to find me, bitch.
Yeah, he really does know
I'm
where
gonna
to
show you a
find you.
picture of this guy. He looked like fucking Kimbo Slice. It's because I wasn't dealing with his fucking trying to like. He was grabbing me and shit to get shit. I ripped my hand out of his fucking way. I ain't no bitch.
Yeah. Sick, dude. That's tight.
Yeah, but
He would destroy you though, right? This bodyguard. If you're talking Kimbo Slice, I mean this
I
guy.
don't know, dude. I know some shit, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'd have to fight.
You're a
So-
purple-
Because you're big doesn't mean you know how to fight.
you're a purple
exactly.
belt.
I could choke
I've
him
seen
the
some of the
fuck
biggest
out.
dudes get their ass whooped, bro. Like,
Yeah.
straight up. Just because they don't know how to throw their hands or they don't know what they're doing. They
Yeah.
can fucking flex on you and go like that. Like,
Or
Are you a
gas
fi-
you
are
out,
a fighter?
bro.
You know.
I mean, I know how to fight it a little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I've
Did
been
you
into
get in a lot of fights?
when I was growing up.
Yeah. Where'd you grow up? Oh yeah,
Atlantic
you already.
City.
we already
Atlantic
know that.
City. What?
No. That's here's what I really want to know. Like, what type of upbringing was it? Like, are you middle class, or did you come up?
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I grew up really poor.
Yeah.
As I got like into high school and I got older, it got better as I got older.
Yeah.
'Cause my mom got her shit together, and my dad's always been really cool. Like, he's always kind of had his shit together, but I never lived with my dad when I was a kid. I was lived with my mom, and my mom was like an alcoholic and did some drugs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So there's a little more poverty there.
yeah, I mean, when I was living with my mom, it was kind of bad.
Did you have a
at
stepdad?
times. I did have a stepdad.
I had a stepdad. Stepdads are a bummer.
My stepdad was actually really cool, so
Yeah.
it wound up working out in that way. But like before he was in the picture, and when it was just me, my mom, and my sister, it was really bad for a long time.
Yeah.
But I mean, shit got better.
Yeah.
Once I moved with my dad too, when I got older, it got really good.
You still close with your mom?
Yeah, fuck yeah. And
She
my
know
dad.
about your whole career. She follow your career. She was
Yeah,
up on it. She was
she
stoked
follows
on
up
everything.
it. Not so much like anymore because she knows I don't really do it as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But like she always asks like, how is the skating thing going? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I told her about the whole King of the Road thing that happened recently, and she was stoked on that.
Would
Hopefully she'll
you-
get to watch it on Vice.
This is kind of a big question, but would you do it differently if you had a second chance at the career? So you said you kind of.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would have watched my P's and Q's a lot more with like the whole like Baker thing. Like
Yeah.
I would have just like fucking kept my mouth shut and like just tried to be nice and
Yeah.
humble, a lot more humble.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was like definitely like a big bump in the road for my career.
Not getting on Baker.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, just like because like I feel like
Dude, 'cause
Baker
you were
is like
It's
like
it's crazy too. Not to interrupt, but 'cause
Good.
it's like
But to interrupt.
yeah, because it is so interesting because you're so sick and like
well, thanks.
if you're coming up skating and you're like we're all watching, you know what I mean? Like we're
Yeah.
all skating and we're all watching, and you see these people they're like they're fucking unreal, and you didn't. It wasn't until maybe the last few years where I started to realize the mechanics, just because we're all getting older, and I'm like, oh yeah, some dudes just like Sierra Fellers. Like when I saw his story.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember Sierra was like easily one of the gnarliest dudes out there, and then all of a sudden Sierra Fellers was gone. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
people, yeah.
And he had kind of, and then
he
you
had
learned.
he had like a mishap with like Mike Sinclair. I think that they like something happened where Mike was just like, what's up? Like, what have you been doing? I think like he might have got hurt and like was off it for a little bit.
Well, and he did a Vice piece, and he was just getting into alcohol, and it just kind of took him over a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's so fascinating because like guys like you, guys like him are like, and I think his went a little bit more sideways than you, but you're so sick. But then that's a weird thing, like to be, if you're a young skater, to be like, it's not just that. Like there's so much more that goes into it. Like how you behave around people, how you.
Because it's a business. It's still people
it
involved
is.
in it.
It is. I mean, it's totally a business. I remember. I had a rude awakening one time when I was hurt and I hurt my ankle. I was out for like almost a fucking year, dude. And Mike was like, hey man, like what's up? Like, because usually dudes get surgery for what happened to me. I didn't get surgery. I just let it heal the natural way. So it took me a lot longer to heal. And Mike hit me up this one day. He was just like, what's up, man? Like, it's been fucking like almost a year, man. Like, what's going on? Like, are you ever going to get better? And like, I was just like, yeah, man, like I'm getting better now. Like, I'm almost there. And he's just like, well, fuck, man. Like, I got to see something soon or else we're probably going to have to cut your pay, Damn. And I was just like, fuck, all right, well, shit. I just went and just tried to take care of myself as good as I can and got back on it. But I can say this. One of the things that is really crucial to healing is staying off the booze. Like, booze will prolong a fucking injury so much.
Like,
it's
biologically?
I mean, dude, it's just, like,
just swelling
it's just
and stuff.
so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad for your body. Like,
it's
alcohol,
a poison,
like,
all that
literally
bullshit.
drains you of all your good natural fluids. Like, it's hard to heal good when you're drinking.
Yeah.
It definitely just prolongs the injury.
Man, I love booze too so
I
much.
so
man.
much
But you can
too,
smoke
so
that weed though, right?
Yeah, I mean, smoking
But
weed's
it's just
good.
not as fun.
Weed never hurt anybody. I fucking I love weed.
Booze is
I don't
just
smoke as much as I used to. I still smoke a little bit, but
booze is such a trap, man. A lot of
It really
addicts
is.
in my family, and it's like you get it. When I was a kid, I was like, I'll never fuck with being an addict because you see people doing it.
Yeah.
But then you get a little older, and you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Like life's a little bit of a grind, and booze is fucking fun.
Yeah.
And like, but then it hurts, and then you just got to make that decision.
it definitely hurts. Yeah, I used to never get hangovers, and now I always get them when I drink hard.
Yeah.
You
kind of have to like decide that everything else is more worth how fun getting drunk is.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
If you don't have that, I feel like it'd be tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know a few people that are close to me that they don't really have anything that they're trying not to drink for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
So it has them.
When I look back at it though, like I feel like if it was if it wasn't for booze, I'd have probably been in a way different place in my life right now. Just because like I've definitely done some stupid things on it,
Yeah.
But
Do you think like
I think the whole Baker thing, if I was still on Baker's like one of those companies where it's just like you're like a hot commodity if you're on Baker,
Yeah.
It's like the cream of the crop.
right?
Like if you don't get to ride for Baker for anything. If you're riding for Baker, it's because you impressed Andrew Reynolds, who's like the fucking Mac Daddy G of the fucking
Yeah.
Boss, he's the
you know?
boss.
Yeah.
It's the trendsetters too.
Yeah, he's
Cornerstone.
just everyone knows that he's the sickest. Like he's that dude where he's just fucking he can do whatever he wants and everybody's gonna love it just because he's the boss.
No, he's legit. I've never met him, obviously. Don't know him, but I used to be a huge fan. Actually still am, but I used to really be a huge fan when I was younger. And just his character.
Yeah.
And like his grind when he's like, I just want to skate. He's taking ice baths, eating bananas and shit. And that hustle, right? He's getting to work.
Yeah.
Getting to work.
He turned
motivated.
himself into from being like an alcoholic into being like a health nut, which is like a great trade if you ask me. Yeah. It's like a good trade-off.
It's kind of like almost like if you have an addictive personality, you kind of have to swing the other way.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Can't
you gotta make
half-ass it.
a 180, not a 360. You don't want to go back to.
I was watching this, and you said this a little earlier, like similar. A lot of them Baker dudes do that. Like Neen, I was watching a video about Neen Williams doing something
he doesn't
similar.
drink anymore either, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think he's just kind of. I think a lot of these dudes are just getting older and they're realizing like, okay, this way isn't working anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like I had my fun, I got to party and had some great times and saw a lot of cool shit. But now it's getting to the point where like, I want to be in this for the longevity.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to be over next year because I'm being stupid and getting drunk. You know?
So, what are you trying to do now? Like, what's next for Nick Slick Rick, Nick Merlini's?
Just making
I don't
You were
know.
talking about comedy, right? Like, you want to come do
stand-up?
Dude, you
Yeah.
got to come do
I'm
stand-up.
gonna start a YouTube thing. I'm gonna have one of my buddies, Bill, help me do it, or whoever out here can help me do it, because he lives in the East Coast. So I was gonna go home for I think the summer and have him get me started on it.
If we're ever shooting something, I'll hit you up if you want to come.
But
man.
yeah, I'm trying to find like a group out here actually to help me work on it out here, because my team manager was saying like he would try to get me or help it get posted on like Thrasher, you know, like little funny clips or whatever. We can involve skating with it.
Yeah.
You know, just funny shit, and then. From there, you know, if we make something good, who knows? Like, he can talk to Viceland guys and talk about maybe getting a possible, you know, TV show with them.
That's a huge leg up for you.
Yeah.
Just having connections to start out. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it definitely helps to know people. That's always a plus. But
We
it
were
really
doing-
all comes down to material at the end of the day.
Yeah,
No,
you gotta
absolutely.
be funny.
You can't just start a TV show and not
have it be shit, but your
have it
name
be shit,
doesn't work.
Yeah, just because you have a name, it doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of people are kind of trying to do that with, like, rap nowadays. Like, they're not rappers, but they're trying to be rappers. And
I think we just
game
met one.
recognizes game, you know? You're not going to fucking just try to become a rapper and spit the stupidest shit and expect people to be feeling it. You know?
It
That's
reminds me
stupid.
of somebody we just talked to.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta give that kid props. So
No,
that's
no,
courage.
Hey,
you
he
know
had,
what I
he
mean?
had some balls.
I was
dude.
low.
Came
that
in
was
on
a
his
low.
bike with his pajama pants,
Yeah.
his American black jacket.
No,
Fuck
I-
it, dude.
I took a
Flow,
swing.
I give him like a C minus, but
He was
his
in a
balls, I
tough
give him
spot.
Like a double A, triple plus.
Yeah.
He was in a tough spot. He was walking up to three dudes. He doesn't know no beat and
Yeah,
freestyle.
just
I mean,
acapella.
absolutely. I give that guy tons of props.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
For sure. Balls wise, I give him for sure.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 on
10
balls.
Out of 10 for sure.
Good effort.
Good effort,
I don't know if I
dude.
do that around people I didn't know. And
He was the dude up in the tree.
I like to
Yeah.
freestyle when I'm drunk sometimes. I feel like that's the only time I would do it. I
Yeah.
don't really.
What?
Like freestyling?
Oh, yeah.
I've done it when I was
Drunk.
before, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only time you
I
have the
made an ass
confidence.
out of myself.
Same with dancing. I can't dance unless I'm drunk.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I dance like a fucking machine.
I'm the best dancer
you get
in
a
the world.
couple drinks in you feel like you're on ecstasy, just
Yeah.
going crazy, just dancing it up.
Yeah.
We were doing little sketches, like as far as skateboarding sketches are kind of fun too, because it's a little bit of an untapped territory as far as
Yeah.
like really taking it seriously. There's not a like skate comedy. We were doing like how tos, like kind of trick tip, but like just how to, but with silly shit like how to snake a bitch at a park, like how to snake people, like how to properly
Or
time.
more like how to snake a bitch in bed.
Hey,
That's an even better one.
Oh, getting all up in there.
What up, bitches?
What up, bitch?
yeah.
How to snake a bitch.
Come over here real quick.
Yeah.
Come under these sheets.
Yeah, lay on this dick, bitch. Does that sound good in the mic, Nolan?
That sounds great, man.
Thanks, man. That kid got me inspired. I think I'm gonna start spitting freestyles and
Yeah,
shit.
right?
Have you ever tried to rap? You write poetry?
Fuck yeah,
They're
dude!
a
I
little
got the
bit close.
T-Pain app, bro. I'd show you guys
You
some,
got T-Pain on there?
yeah, some tracks I recorded. But
Would you ever
I have
feel
to update that.
comfortable reading some of your poetry on the mic?
Are you
wanna
asking
do
me
it
to
right
post them
now?
up right now?
Yeah, he writes poetry.
Oh,
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah,
Let me see. You guys keep talking. I might not have any.
talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves.
Don't tell me what to do. So
Anyway,
About the fucking Eagles, huh?
we can
how
talk.
about them birds?
We can talk for 2 hours, but if you tell us to talk, we're like, what are you riding? What's your setup? Actually, we should do that because it's called. What are you riding? What is your setup? Let's actually.
I'm riding a size 8 whippersnapper board. I got crux on it.
Foundation,
Foundation board, yeah.
repping.
Yeah, it's a cool graphic. It's like just some dude and his chick, just kind of like.
Are these? Is this a Merlino board?
No, this is a team deck.
Oh, right on.
It's called Whippersnapper.
That looks like a Mark Gonzalez graphic.
It kind of does. A lot of
Yeah.
people say it looks like a crooked,
Is
Yeah.
it 8?
like a crooked board. I like it
What's
for that reason.
Is it a?
'Cause I think crooked's cool.
Is that a 775?
This is an 8.
Oh, okay.
I got a really tiny foot. I have the same size foot as my board.
You have a
size 8.
tiny foot,
Yeah.
singular, just
Size
one of
8
them small.
Size 8 shoe, bud. I'm a little dude, man.
Yeah.
5'5".
5'5".
Are you?
It's crazy when you like look at certain dudes in skate videos and you like. I don't know why I thought this, but for the longest time I thought Dustin Dolan was like, 5'11" or maybe close to 6 foot. That motherfucker is like shorter than I am.
Holy shit, like 5'3"?
Really?
He's like 5'4", dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that.
God
me
damn.
I wouldn't
neither.
have thought that.
I never knew it until I met him, and I was just like, when we were in Australia. I remember we went to this spot, like they have these metal flat ledges, like everyone skates them. You can drink there. It was cool. I remember looking. I was like, "Is that Dustin?" I was just like, "There's no way that's Dustin." And he comes up. He's just like, "What up, mate?" And I was just like, "No fucking way, it's Dustin, dude." But it was just so crazy. I was just like, "This guy's fucking shorter than me, dude."
You short, motherfucker.
Who's this
No,
little
this guy's shorter
kid?
than I am. I'm the littlest guy on the planet. But
All
it was
right.
pretty funny.
I
This
got
dude's
some
like
poetry.
6'6". All right, spit some
I
poetry.
gotta wait for these youngins to
I'm
leave.
gonna why?
All right, check it.
Inspire
Yeah.
them.
Marriage is an artificial construct. Men are supposed to be getting pussy.
Oh.
Dude, I have no poetry on my phone, but I have that
man.
written down.
Oh, Jesus.
That's some bullshit. I hate marriage, bro. No, I'm just no
Yeah.
hate on anyone who's married. I'm
I
just
feel like
kidding,
if you
Nolan.
get married, you gotta marry a wife that's gonna be willing to give it up whenever you want it.
just if I want to
Just like
take it,
wherever,
I
like
better have
anywhere.
it.
Yeah.
Like on a camping trip, out in public, like in a bathroom somewhere, or
Yeah,
whenever you
it'd
feel
be.
the urge
Porta
to
potty.
let one out, to release one.
I feel bad. I feel like marriage. I don't know why I say feel. I think. I
Okay.
think marriage doesn't make any sense unless it makes. This is such an obvious statement. It should be going really good. If
yeah.
not, like, why are you doing it?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
married, and I'm liking it. And
Yeah.
if at any point she was disliking it or I was, then it'd be like, all right, then stop.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really understand. It's kind of the same mentality as
Well, a
people
lot
that
of people do it for tax write-off and all that. You know what?
Well, then you don't-
basically, dude. If you get
If
when
it's
you
a
get married, you
sham,
save
then-
a lot of money.
if it's a sham then or whatever, then obviously you don't owe anything to each other, and that's no big deal.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that just stay married out of the principle of
A
it.
lot of people get married so they can get visas and fucking.
Oh, yeah.
They can move to America.
Good for them,
Yeah,
by
they
the
can get
way.
green cards,
Work
man.
the system.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
work
on
the
board with that.
Work in that system.
It's kind of the patriot way, if you ask me. Kind of cheating their way into it.
A lot of people do. Those motherfuckers make money off that. Like,
Get in that microphone. They can't
Sorry.
hear.
A lot of people will like make money from that. They'll fucking just marry some chick from overseas and they'll pay them every month. Like they'll be like, "Hey, I'll give you $50K if you marry me and let me become a citizen."
Yeah,
Then they'll pay them every month like $1,200 until it's paid.
that's not a bad deal.
Fucking pretty sick. I was thinking about doing that shit, but that's highly illegal.
Shit, I married my
Watch
wife
out.
for free. Lame.
Yeah, right. You got ripped off, bud.
Weak.
You
Dude,
still
you can get
divorced,
paid
man.
for
You're married.
this?
You can make money.
I feel like I
Yeah.
spent money.
Yeah.
No,
You do spend money getting married. It's very expensive. I've heard.
it is a silly construct.
The
If you're
cheapest wedding you can do is like $10,000 easy.
you can elope though. You
Yeah.
can just fucking haul off and spend the amount of money it costs for a license if you want to do it that way.
That's true.
Yeah, you can.
You could literally just go to City Hall and just legally do it. Not
Yeah.
even have a ceremony if you want.
I feel like I'd rather have, if I could go back, maybe we could have GoFundMe'd our wedding.
Yeah.
That could have been a better idea. You know what I mean?
I can't stand GoFundMe's, man.
Oh, they're so annoying.
If I'm gonna do like a short film or a production, I gotta raise the money myself or
Yeah.
something.
we did,
I just
and it
can't-
sucked.
I just can't ask people for money. I just can't
It's
do that.
embarrassing, dude. It's
It's
really
like, then they
embarrassing.
give you
Crazy though,
money.
because you could literally start a GoFundMe for whatever you want.
Yeah.
You could be like, hey, you know what? I've never had a threesome in my life. I want to buy 2 hookers and have a threesome with it. And people might fucking be like, you know what? Let me fucking donate $10 to next threesome.
Yeah, because that's a
Let me go
legit
do
goal.
that.
I helped that guy get a
Goal is
threesome, so that's
$1,000
not
bucks,
bad.
500 each
Yeah.
woman. I need to reach $1,000 so I can fuck 2 hookers. and
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
threesome.
Do you need $1,000 for that? How much are hookers running these days?
I mean, dude, you go to Mexico
Well,
and get
I'm just
$80
using that as
hookers,
an
bro.
example,
Oh,
but,
okay.
I mean, if you obviously want a good couple, good
Sure, maybe
escorts,
1,000 could really get you a good
$1,000 would
threesome.
probably get you 2 chicks.
Yeah.
You can
Clean
go on-
chicks.
They have that back page thing that you can do where
That's true.
back page.
I looked that shit up.
Yeah, I did back in the day too. And they have some fucking hot chicks on there, but I think a lot of them are tomfoolery. Like
I would think so
you'll
as
get
well.
there and they're not the same chick.
No, yeah, and they got like a bunch of big ass motherfuckers with them.
Or you could just go down to Figueroa and get a hot
You go to
princess.
I've
Western
never
and
had
fucking
to, I've
Sunset.
never paid for hooker. I've never had to. I've always had fucking. I'm not
You
gonna pay for
slang.
sex.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
slang.
No.
Hit up a fucking chick. Why would
Yeah.
you pay a chick for pussy when you
Absolutely.
could just go fucking mac on one?
That's exactly what I told a prostitute in New Orleans. She said, "Honey, get in the car." I said, "Oh fuck, I'm about to get laid." She said, "I'll suck your dick for $100." I said, $100. I was like, "Let me see your pussy." She looked up her dress, show me your pussy, and she's like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "The Hilton." So she took me to the Hilton. She's like, "Yeah, $100, I'll suck your dick." And I said, "I don't need to pay for pussy." I was trying to like spit game at her now.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Nah." And I was like, "I'm not gonna pay you for pussy, but what's up?" And she said, "I gotta pay my cell phone bill." I was like, "What the fuck?" This bitch was driving
Why are you
like
bringing me into
this
your
bitch was
personal?
driving a Mercedes, bro. A
Yeah.
Mercedes, like just some bougie ass. She was awesome, but she dropped me off at my hotel and no drama and shit. So
Yeah.
that was cool.
So wait, you did have sex with her? Or you did?
No, I didn't have sex with her.
Okay.
Fucking failed on
Bummer.
that bullshit. So that was my
That sucks.
story. I'm not the best at that.
So you weren't slanging.
Have you ever had a chick pick you up at a bar?
What do you mean?
Like hit on you to take you home?
Bro, I got a story for you. I didn't tell you this. Tuesday, so my birthday was on Monday, and I went out on
You
Tuesday.
just had a birthday?
Yeah, on Monday.
Oh,
I told
nice.
you that when we shredded, but you just like didn't look. I was like, oh wow,
I moved
our
on.
friendship's different.
No,
I know.
that's
just
not
playing.
true, did I?
No,
What time is it
I
now?
slid it in there.
What time
What's
is it
that?
now? What time is it? I'm
Five-
just making sure for you.
Yeah, 5:30.
What time do you have to be out?
5:30. You gotta be.
Let's wrap it up at 5:30.
Wrap it up at 5:30.
Yeah, because it'll take an hour to get back. 6:30.
Fucking mob, but all right. Fuck.
All right,
Okay,
man.
what were we talking about? Oh, no. So I'll be real quick. So I had this bitch hitting on me at the club, picking me up and shit, and she kept wanting to. She's like grinding on me, choking me and shit. But I'm like, bitch, I do jiu-jitsu. You can't choke for shit. Like drilling my ear with her tongue. And she's like, oh, I'm leaving. I was like, all right, leave. I'm not playing your fucking bullshit game. She keeps coming back and sits and looks at me and shit.
Nice.
Trying to
Told her
play
my name was
games.
Carlos. I was a drug dealer and shit. Not true. But so we ended up going back to her place and shit. And she had mentioned something about drama with the boyfriend. I was like, look, girl, I don't fuck with anyone who has a boyfriend. I'm never going to do that. I've been on the opposite side of that. I don't want
That's
that drama.
stupid,
I don't
yeah.
want to fight somebody. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
So we ended up hooking up. She's really cool. I give her a ride to her car, blah, blah, blah. She's hyped on it, hitting me up during the day. Text me 2 days later, like 2 a.m., saying, so I do have a boyfriend. And I told him what happened. I gave him your number. Don't tell him where you work or where you live, which I'm like, oh, thank God you told me that, because I would not have known to not give him that fucking information. But she just turned out to be a crazy bitch. He never hit me up, kind of disappointingly, because that would have been, some excitement. But then she hit me up on Instagram, friend requested me and said, hey. I'm like, man, fuck you, bitch. So, yeah, I do get hit up by girls at the club.
That's pretty tight.
Or the bar. All the time.
Long story short,
Nice.
on a regular basis on your birthday.
Damn, I don't want to end the podcast on that bullshit, though.
That's pretty tight, though.
Yeah. Are you filming any video parts right now?
So we have another foundation video coming out. I really don't have much footage for it. I have some stuff, but not
Yeah.
like. I probably have like 6 clips or 7 clips.
Yeah.
I got a lot of work to do. I probably won't have a full part in this next one.
Think so?
Just because like I'm not really around like all the dudes. They're all in Long Beach, and I live up here, so
Yeah.
Like I go down there every once in a blue, but I feel like every time I go down and I try to film with someone, they're always like, "Oh, I'm not skating today," or like
Yeah.
it's like always winds up like not working somehow.
Yeah.
One
Well,
of those things, but
shit, I
maybe
mean-
it'll change. Maybe I'll move back to Long Beach or some shit.
Long Beach, it's not that expensive out there, man. Like, it's
Pretty
affordable.
cheap, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it's the cheapest. It's the cheapest city that has a beach
Yeah.
in California.
Yeah.
And it's a long one, right?
Yeah.
Super long. So much
Yeah.
drama, too. So much drama
So
in the
much
LBC.
drama in the LBC.
That's the hardest part about living there.
Yo, shout out Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
going to be on the
Tons of
podcast
times.
next week. So,
Yeah.
yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yeah.
Nice.
He comes to your club all the time, right?
Yeah.
You can
no.
make that happen.
My jujitsu professor might be on his game show he has. Yeah, I had a call
No
back for that the
way.
other day. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
That's
Joker's
awesome.
Wild. Or
Joker's
whatever?
Wild. Yeah,
That's
so
sick.
we're trying to get a new gym, so he's like hoping to get on that.
That
maybe
would
make
be
some money.
sick. I
and
watched that show.
relocate.
It shows the shit,
Yeah.
man. That
Shaq,
show's
you
funny
touching
as
my
hell.
bad.
Oh, you're good. Playing footsies
That
with me over here,
pussy
bud.
shit, yeah.
Hey, I'm
Thank you.
walking here.
Hey, get
I'm
the fuck
sitting
on
here.
my fucking
I
shoes.
got this guy over here playing footsies with me.
Damn. Are you guys wearing the same model of Vans?
All Vans are kind of the same
They're all
model.
generic. They're all
Well,
the same.
mine are nicer,
What do you
so
have? Oh yeah.
let's start with
You
that.
want to trade?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. These are pretty new.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like I'd be ripping you off.
I know. Look at this leather. This corduroy. What is that? Is that corduroy? What is that?
Nah, shit's canvas, bruh.
Shit's canvas.
Talking to me.
That shit's
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up? What's up, Nick? What's up, baby boy?
Shit,
So what
dude.
else? Anything else? Let's see.
Well,
here.
what's your social media and all that? Can people follow you on that? or
Yeah,
you
so
wanna
it's
plug
just
that?
Nick_Merlino. Super
Okay.
simple.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, I don't know. What else? What else we talk about?
I want to ask you a question. So you're wearing a Toy Machine beanie.
Yeah.
Is Tom Yetto, is that kind of like Girl in Chocolate where you like?
Yeah,
you
it's
see
the
girls,
same
guys
thing.
skating
I feel like
chocolate
essentially
boards?
that's how like every kind of distribution is.
Yeah.
Almost.
It's like Baker Death Wish.
Yeah, Baker
kinda
Death
thing.
Wish is like that. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
They don't trip out on us. It's 'cause
Yeah.
they just know it's publicity or good marketing for toy, and
Right.
it's under the same distribution. So
Yeah.
whatever.
All right,
All
what's
the dudes do that.
I'm gonna ask some pointed questions,
Okay.
rapid fire.
shit.
When did you first have sex with a lady or a man? Whoever was the first one.
I first had sex with a lady, I think, when I was 15.
Nice.
Yeah. And it was on a beach.
No bag or
That's
bag?
the best.
Oh, yeah, a bag.
Bagged it up.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You gotta bag it up.
You gotta bag it up for sure.
No
Always.
diggity, no doubt.
Damn.
Even back then, like when you're young, you still kind of like, I felt like my dad always just told me, like, just always wear a condom. You don't want to wind up having like bumps on your dick or something weird.
Or a kid
Yeah, or a kid or anything.
being
yeah.
16.
Well, I mean, the crazy thing is, like, a lot of the times they teach you to wear condoms to not get people pregnant, but, like, they really should be teaching you to wear condoms to not fucking get AIDS or
STDs
herpes
or some
something
shit,
so
yeah.
whack, you know? I don't want to fucking have no shit on me for the
Yeah,
rest
there's
of
some
my life.
strange, weird vaginas. The vagina is
Some strange,
it's
weird
a-
ones for sure.
Oh my god.
It's a really
I would be
delicate.
so pissed. I'd probably go to jail for life for killing a bitch if she did something like that to me. If she like burned
Wow.
me and gave me an STD,
Oof.
I'd probably fucking kill that chick.
All
I'm
right.
freaking out.
It's
That's
on the cast.
life-changing,
It's on the
bro.
record.
on
They're
the
not going
record.
to have a tough time
Yeah.
tracking you down.
I would
literally
definitely
said he
freak
would
out,
do
though.
it.
That would suck so bad.
Yeah, that would
That'd be the
suck.
worst thing ever. I would probably want to die.
I've
What
had
if
a
it
few of those scares
What if
before.
it was just an
I've
itch?
had a scare before, for
Yeah.
sure. I've definitely had a scare before.
What if
Fucking,
what if it was just like an itch? Do you really
yeah, like
wanna
a razor
kill
burn. I
lady?
think that's what it was for me.
Yeah.
Was razor burn.
I mean, if she gave me AIDS,
I actually ended.
We're
a
both gonna
relationship
die.
over a chick one time, or actually she ended it. I'm sorry, because I had a fucking scare that I thought I had an STD, and like I like wound up telling her like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like I had like this weird rash, and
Oh, no.
I fucking wound up like getting tested. Everything came back negative. I was fine.
Phew.
Then I went to the hospital and found like I asked them like what it was, and the doctor said that it was. He thought it was like a type of a yeast infection.
Mm.
or
For a
something.
guy can
Rare.
get yeast
A guy
infection.
can get yeast infections.
Rare.
Wow.
And he told me that it was from. He was like, dude, because they did blood test on me, and they were like, yeah, like you either are drinking too much beer or something that you're doing your diet is fucking up your down there or something.
Mm.
So
beer has yeast.
yeah, it does have yeast, and it fucking. That's what he basically told me it was. So I just cut out the booze and like did health shakes for like a month, and it
Nice.
went away and never came back, and everything was fine.
I had psoriasis
But-
on my dick when I was a little boy.
Really?
Let's talk about my little boy penis real quick.
Ooh, I had a swollen testicle once. I thought that was an STD.
Nice.
That
I
sucked.
love where this conversation goes. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
It takes a hard
talking about our
turn.
dicks.
From his skate career, like filming video parts,
Yeah.
like, dude, my
This is
balls.
the craziest podcast for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
hell yeah. DMT, skate careers.
Our dicks.
Our
Yeah,
dicks.
man. That's the
Fuck.
best place to end. That's
Yeah.
where we always
Well,
want to
Yeah,
stop.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Man. Oh my god, dude.
All right, here's a lamer but also interesting. What trick, skateboard trick, eludes you that like kind of your white whale? You're like, fuck, that's like a trick I want that I can't lock down.
Oh God, the switch tray flip has
Switch trays?
killed my soul. Yeah,
I'm actually really happy to
I
hear
feel like I saw
say
you do a
that.
switch tray in one of your video parts.
I've done one in my life on a gap, and like I actually did it pretty good, which was crazy. But I've never been able to do it again after that. Like it's crazy.
Interesting.
I feel like sometimes for me it was like when I was younger it was like a hit or miss. Like I like there was one day where like I felt like I was good at it, where I could do it.
You had it.
Like I could just have it, but I can't do it anymore. Like it's impossible for me.
Weird. But you don't
never
think, what
had
if
it
you,
good.
Don't you think if you maybe spent like, like, all right, I'm gonna fucking make it a focus, and you spent a week on it, you don't think you could get it?
Maybe, yeah. If I dedicated every day for like a month to it, I'd probably learn how to get it down better. But it's just always one of those things where I don't know how to like you know how when you do a normal tray flip, you know how to like keep your shoulders a certain way.
Yeah.
I feel like my shoulders or my body just does something to where I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like my body doesn't know how to like go with it
Weird.
somehow, or like I turn a certain way and it just never works.
Like you and the board aren't lining up.
yeah,
like when you flip
something's
it?
not lining up where I'm just not catching it or flipping it right, or like I don't know. Like I can do them on flat, I guess sometimes, but not down shit. It's
I feel
hard.
like the
It's
one
hard.
trick tip I got on those from a dude that knew how to do them was just to be like, let yourself. This one guy I met who knows
Who knew how to
'em.
do them?
Yeah.
He gave me a trick tip.
he just said to jump, ladder. What would the word be? Jump over with it. Like let it not flip directly under you. Let it flip over a little bit and jump over there. with
That's
ya.
not
That's
proper,
what I've
but
tried to do with them too, and like I feel like it still doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like I swear.
Well, I can't land them, to be clear. I mean,
yeah,
this
I've
guy
never
just-
fucking done one.
It's crazy
so.
when you think about it, because people will do like that trick sometimes. Some people can do it where they're just stationary,
Right.
And it'll stay directly under the feet, exactly where they popped.
Right.
You know, and like I felt like if I was gonna do it, I would have to do what you just said. Like I'd have to flick it out and
Yeah.
then like, maybe jump over or something to
Exactly.
do it, you know,
Yeah, but it's like, don't even try to
like
be
Johnny
those-
Layton can do it stationary. Just
Ooh,
perfect.
Johnny Layton's got.
Yeah.
Laytown.
He's got the best switch
He's
tray in the
sick.
biz. Yeah.
Think so?
Definitely.
He's
got
got-
the
dude.
best. Everybody knows that. He's got the best switch tray. It's like how Andrew Reynolds has the best frontside flip.
Andy,
Johnny
Andy.
Layton just has the best switch tray in the business. Everyone knows it.
What do you think about the current state of like trendy Instagram videos with like Louis Vuitton grip tape and all that bullshit? Like, what's your view on that? Are you with it, or
I
kind of
mean,
like
yeah,
it is what it is?
sounded like-
I think it's just like do whatever makes you happy. You know? I
Yeah.
don't care. Like I don't really feed into that type of shit. Like whatever. I just like to skateboard. I don't
Yeah.
really care about the whole whatever.
Image
but if it makes you
bullshit.
happy, yeah, do it. Fucking sick.
Yeah, skating Jordan, skating your Yeezys.
Yeah. I mean, that
Yeah.
shit looks tight sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Sometimes that shit looks tight.
Yeah.
You know.
Man, there is a lot more I'd like to talk about.
Yeah, can I
but
ask one more question?
Of course.
Because
Of course.
how long did it take you to learn how to kickflip?
When I was a kid, I guess it took like a month when I like was really like learning to like get into it. I think it took like a solid month.
I asked that because it took me 2 years, and not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, not gonna lie. When I landed it, it was one of the happiest days of my life.
Yeah.
Just that feeling. It was literally 2
I remember
years.
the first one I landed. I remember it was in a 7-Eleven parking lot, and some dude was like, "Do a kickflip," and I was all nervous, like, "Fuck, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to do this." But I did it. That was the first one I ever landed. I fucking tried it and did it. And
Needed
I
that
was like,
pressure.
"Yes."
That's a great. I like that. That's a.
I remember the first one I did. Yeah,
It's like an
the
amazing
first one
story.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do the
Let's write a
Merlino
skate
story.
movie.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's
yeah.
get together and write a skate movie where it starts with that
I got
scene.
tons of stories for you, man.
Yeah.
Crazy ones.
Do you ever think about that? And it's kind of lame, but I think it would be fun to have a mainstream skate movie. Is that too mainstream?
No, as
thinking
long
to
as it's
think?
not. Fucking,
I got a question and then a story for you guys afterwards to follow the question.
Okay.
And then we
You're
can-
gonna ask a question, then you're gonna tell a story.
I want
Fucking
to know if
question.
you guys have ever done this, and then I'll tell you the story about how I've done this before.
All right, rock it.
Have you guys ever hit somebody with a skateboard?
No, never.
Okay.
I've seen people get hit with skateboards, but I've never
I've done it before and felt.
I hit
really,
myself with
I
one.
felt really bad. I
My
have
lip.
too. Oh, I've done that. plenty
Yeah.
of times.
Yeah.
I did it in like a big brawl one time.
Oh,
Like
shit.
It was basically like the town that I grew up in, the Brigantine kids,
Yeah.
versus all the Galloway kids.
What does that mean?
It's
Brigantine and Galloway.
like okay, so two different cities. Like,
Oh,
okay,
gotcha.
like there's Absecon, which is pretty close to Atlantic City. It's probably like I don't know, 10 miles
Yeah.
or something, not far.
Yeah.
But so it was.
So those
all
are
of
just two
us-
towns, though.
Yeah.
Brigantine and Galloway.
We, I guess like one of my homies had beef with some kid from there, so they arranged like a big brawl. They were like, "You bring your boys, we'll bring our boys. What's up?"
It's like an
you know.
Anchorman.
Yeah, basically like an
They
anchor.
get together with a trident.
the
This
Outsiders.
this was more like 25 on 25.
Damn.
This
That's
was like
epic.
a fucking battle royale. Like
Yeah.
straight up like we got there, it was all of them lined up. They were probably like from here, I want to say to that light over there. Or like maybe where the wall is right there. They were probably like that far away. We roll up in our 5 cars deep. We all hop out, and they're like about where that is, where that wall is. And we fucking just like, you know, we all just kind of move in. Like everyone just moves in like at each other. Kind of like how like a war.
A
like how,
war.
like, a war
Yeah.
happens.
Makes you understand why they
Braveheart
did
shit,
that.
bro.
It was just like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like some shit you would see in a movie, but it was just like that. We all fucking ran in and just started attacking one another. And one of the dudes that was on one of my friends, I think there was 2 kids on him. That's when the one time I hit a kid with a skateboard. I remember I came up behind the kid and just fucking boom,
Back of the head.
back of the head. Yeah.
Ooh.
Just laid him out clean.
Damn. Was he out?
He was out.
Oh
yeah.
my
Did you get
I hit him-
trucked?
I hit him with the board, not the truck.
I was
hit
gonna
him with the
say,
truck
yeah.
because you could kill someone that way.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to kill the kid. I just wanted to put him on his ass.
Was that
It's
an
a brawl.
active?
Yeah.
Was that an active thought while you're swinging? Like, don't,
yeah,
don't
like
take a truck?
I just knew it in my head. Like if I hit this kid with my truck, I could kill him. I
Absolutely.
don't want to kill the kid. I want to hurt him and get him away from my friend.
It's like swinging a
you know?
bat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
totally,
fucked
this
up.
has tons of weight, you know.
Absolutely.
Like, it's bad enough hitting him with that side. That hurts.
There was a
Yeah.
comedian in Seattle where I started named Dylan, and he, dude, there was this deranged dude that called himself Jesus Christ that would come on. He would start to come to open mics. He would get on stage. He would talk about how he's Jesus. And you could see that emptiness
Oh,
in his
wow.
eyes, dude. He was gone, dude.
Holy
and
shit.
and he would read Bible verses, and then he would call himself Christ, and then start taking dildos out and like swinging huge cocks around on stage, and then
Sounds awesome.
Sounds
And
so
it's
like a
sick.
party.
and I remember the first time like I saw him, I was like, oh, dude, this guy's gonna shoot somebody. Like this guy's got a weird vibe. And then lo and behold, he didn't shoot anybody. But 3 weeks later, he was at an open mic, and he was starting to creep people out. So the guy that ran the open mic said, hey man, you can't get on. You know, you got to go. And the guy, so whatever, he disappeared. Then the guy who runs the open mic, Sky Dillon, is doing his shit, setting up the show. He's on stage, and the
Yeah.
dude comes from the back with a baseball bat and takes 2 clean shots at his head and fucking just knocked him out. And he ended up being okay. Dylan did, but he has like a fucked up skull now, and he's doing a
God,
special
dude.
on it. Yeah, so it was fucked up. Yeah.
Well, I have a funny story about jumping somebody.
Yeah.
This is when I
Mine
knew,
wasn't so
This is when I
funny.
knew the gangster life was not for me. I was rolling with some gnarly skaters in Yakima, and you don't know any of them,
Mhm.
but they were just bad kids. They're all felons now. We went to a junior high to jump this kid who was talking shit, this big hit kid. and there's about 4 of us, one of him, but he's a huge burly motherfucker. Yeah. And my friend, he pulls up, parks his car. My friend runs up, starts punching him through the window. He explodes out the car like the Hulk, goes to grab him. My friend's wrapped around his neck, on his back, punching him. My other friend, who's a fat Mexican dude, runs up to him to start socking him. This hick motherfucker picks him up and slams him on the ground. And he's a fat fucking dude. Picks him up and slams him on the ground. 2 other trucks pull up that were the other Hicks homies, and so we book it because we're about to get it was too gnarly.
About to get hit.
And so we get in the car, right? And it smells like shit. Like fresh shit. And you're like, what the fuck? And my friend Derek, the fucking fat Mexican dude, what's up, Derek? Had poop on his hands. And we're like, bro, why do you have poop on your hands? He's like, I picked up some dog shit and I threw it at him. No, motherfucker. When this dude got body slammed, he shit himself. And when he's running away, he reached inside the back and threw shit at this guy. No yeah. Way. And we're going by my house. And he's like, yo, bro, let me come in your house and wash my hands, dude. I'm like, fuck you, bro. You're going to walk by my dad. My dad's this gnarly dude. Fuck that. Poop on his hands, dude.
What a weird instinct,
that's amazing. Right
but that's
a fucking tight.
That's like
right
fully. That's like Neanderthal monkey. Like he went back. He went
was
back
like,
a few million years to be like, oh, this is what we used to do. We used to chuck poo when we're in trouble.
Hey, when in doubt, dude, straight shit his pants, got body slammed, bro.
And
then chuck
your
the
way
shit
out.
That's
oh
awesome.
my god, that shit was gangster. But that's when I knew. I was like, no, fuck
That's
this.
That's fucking crazy.
I ain't trying to do that.
Dude, let's wrap it up on that.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's a good wrap up. Nick,
cool.
Thanks for being on, man.
Thank you so much,
thanks
dude.
for having me, man. That was dope.
Absolutely, tons of fun.
We'll put up some clips. Y'all are going to see a few clips of me. A really close, narrow victory where Nick beat me at skate.
Yeah, that was a nail biter. That was a nail biter, Nolan.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised you're not sponsored.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I could be, but I'm just over it.
Yeah,
it.
you're bigger than that.
Over it. I'm a comedian.
Yeah, he's over
They
it.
can't afford him. Companies can't afford him.
Nah.
Yeah. Too many opportunities coming my way. You just got to pick something.
He's an independent contractor.
Peace.
He's a free agent.
This has been a Podaholics Comedy Network presentation. Podaholics.com